Hi everyone, this is Professor Benjamin, and the purpose of this video is to kind of give you a little background information on the quiz that's due this week by Thursday 11:59, and also your initial post that's due by Thursday 11:59. So this week we're going to meet in the classroom at Parkway on Friday. So you have 2 due dates before we actually meet in person on Friday, and so that's why I'm making this video. The other exercises we will go over on Friday when I meet you in person. Of course, if you want to take a look at those and get them started before Friday, you're more than welcome to do that. But if you don't feel comfortable, then wait until Friday when we meet in person, and we may actually do one of the exercises together in class. So you know, take a pause on the actual assignments, but I want you to do the quiz as well as the forum posts, okay? The other thing that I want to talk to you a little bit about is I will have your assignments that were due this weekend by hopefully by the middle of the week, and I'll have grades in there, and you're graded upon the rubric that was put in the assignment itself. Do not forget that a lot of you forgot to make your responses to your fellow classmates on your discussion posts, and sometimes your discussion posts didn't meet the requirements for the class. So make sure you're reading the directions. I know it's so easy to read the question and want to jump right in, but reading directions is really important, especially in life. Knowing what the expectation is, reading the directions is super important. And sometimes we have to read through instructions twice to really fully understand how to complete something. So for example, if you're putting together something from IKEA and you miss one little step of the instructions, you have to take the entire thing apart. Sometimes you can't even take it back apart again. It's like ruined. So it's really important for you to learn how to read through instructions. Okay, so I want to walk you through real quick what we have due on Thursday before we meet. This week we're going to talk about college success, and it's in 2 parts because it's such an important topic to cover. But this week we're going to have, here's an overview of what we're going to cover this week. We're going to focus on skills for college success, which is organizing your time management, really important, setting goals, taking good notes, decoding the language of writing assignments. And I just kind of spoke about that a little bit, but I really want you to be able to understand how to follow directions. Feeling, of course, more comfortable using CCP's website and campus. We actually have a little fun activity this week where we do a little kind of scavenger hunt using all of the tools we have available, and of course getting to know your class advisor. And so for you guys, this isn't as prevalent who your class advisor is. Really Professor Hudson is, as well as I am, so we'll help you through. Okay, so this week we're going to annotate our reading and assignments, complete the quiz by Thursday, then we have our first discussion post due by Thursday. So those are 2 things that you really need to get through before we meet in class on Friday. And then on Friday we'll talk about the treasure hunt, the time management assignment, and then how to schedule some office hours with me, because I love to meet you, and you don't have to do it one-on-one. You can get a group of your friends together and meet with me, people in our class, of course, and we'll talk more about that on Friday. But here you go. So we're not meeting on Wednesday. We're going to just meet on Friday in the classroom. So your reading quiz is right here, and the readings that you have for this week are found right under here. So please keep in mind that you are learning important course content through reading. Please annotate, take notes, review, and ask any questions. I am here, of course, to help you through. So if you read one of these articles and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, then I need you to reach out to me before Thursday and say, hey, Professor Benjamin, I need help. I don't understand what this sentence means in this article. Okay, so make sure you do that. We're going to use your use of time, defining goals, how to take notes in college. So this article is like super important. And then below are some additional handouts and links to help you with this week's materials and assignments. Here's your weekly and hour planner. Listen, I know it seems like we don't have any time. But when we break that down into like hours, we actually have tons of time. It's just the fact that we like get overwhelmed. I know I do this. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I don't have time to do that because I have this at this time. But before that, I have all these hours, but I just get overwhelmed. So when I break it down into hours or even minutes, I actually have a better time and I can accomplish so much more in my daily schedule when I actually break things down farther instead of just saying I have 2 meetings today. It really shows you how many minutes there are in a day and how much you can accomplish in a specific amount of time. If not, remember that TikTok comes in where you can spend 2 hours looking at TikToks, and that's a lot of minutes that you could spend doing something else. Okay. So let's look at the discussion. So they're the readings. You want to make sure you do those. And then you have your quiz, which is right here. So you want to take your quiz. It's based upon those articles. So you want to make sure you read those articles, you take notes on those articles, you annotate those articles, because then when you take the quiz, you have all of the material in front of you. And then here is the discussion, and it is settling into CCP. How is your semester going so far? Be honest. I know some of you are struggling already, so be honest about that. After reading the syllabus, what aspect of the course are you looking forward to the most? What is one successful moment you've had so far? Maybe it's something little. Like, hey, I did that mindfulness moment, and I didn't know what it was about, and I did it, and I felt better about it. Or maybe I got to know one of my classmates. Which is at least one question you have about CCP or being a college student. And this is a great question to ask because that'll allow me to answer you or your fellow classmates. So remember, again, you need to make your initial post. Remember, we don't attach documents in posts. We hit the reply area. You want to make sure you use Google Docs or Word and type it out in there and then copy and paste it into the reply area. This way, if you have spelling or grammar issues, it will alert you of those. One of the big things I saw a lot this week is lowercase I when referencing themselves. And that's a big issue, is that's texting language, and unfortunately we're in a formal setting. So capital I is always important. And then a lot of you forgot to respond to your fellow classmates. Remember, your responses should be at least 50 words, and you make some meaningful conversation with your fellow classmates, okay? And so there you go. That is your discussion. So this week, before we meet on Friday, before I get to see you at Parkway for the first time, you have 2 things due for me. You have the quiz and you have your initial post due for the forum discussions. Remember, you're going to use the readings for the quiz, and don't forget to read the overview for College Success Part 1. I can't wait to meet you in person on Friday. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out before the due dates, okay? Have a fantastic week. And again, I'm really excited to meet you in person.